Richard Shore, please. Is this Richard?
Yeah.
Richard, Dave Lefkowitz here. I'm bringing Rabbi Sol Solomon into the room to talk with you on the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream. Here he comes. Oh my goodness. Shalom. Shalom. Oh, what a great costume change we have right here. Shalom to you, Richard Shore. How are you, my friend?
Today I'm very tired, but in case you're just catching up with me.
Oh, well, thing is, Richard came to New York specifically. No, we're good. We're here. I turned that off, so we got the music. We're good. So, Richard has been in town for a couple of days. He was here to help me do this show, to read it. It's called Shalom Dammit, An Evening with Me, that we did at the Dramatists Guild Foundation on Thursday night. It went beautifully in a lot of ways. People loved it. The people who showed up loved it, I got to tell you. And I felt good. I thought I was going to have no voice. I had a wonderful voice, or a decent voice. I'm never going to have a wonderful voice, but my voice was good. Richard was fantastic at the piano. It was a lovely, lovely night. But he's also been in town, Richard has, seeing a lot of theater. He's been seeing theater on Broadway, all these musicals, because he is a musical person. He's a musical director. He has played, he says in his bio, 6 different iterations of Fiddler on the Roof in Colorado and all over other places. Oh, sorry, what?
That may have gone up or down since then. I can't really keep track. I've done it so often.
Oh, well, I imagine it would not have gone down. Because if you're doing them, they're not going to have fewer of them, unless you were going down on Golda, which might be fun. But I kid. So, but Richard has done that. He was teaching for several years at the University of Northern Colorado, the place that shall not be named, except we just named it. And also, what else have you done? Tell us also about some of the other things that you have done in your career before we talk about this week.
Other things I've done in my career. Well, I have a lot of degrees in music as a pianist, and I've performed all over the place, and I've done musical theater all over the place. I did a lot in Colorado when I was working at the university. I play around with classical and theater music, and now we're trying to get Shalom Dammit off and running.
That's right, damn it, we are. And by the way, this guy's being a little bit modest. I mean, his education included Harvard. You were in Harvard, for freak's sake.
I was at Harvard, yeah.
And also, it wasn't.
Don't hold it against me.
I know, David does, because the host of this show was rejected by both Harvard and Yale. Son of a bitch, bastards! But where else? Where'd you get your doctorate? It was where?
I got my doctorate at Boston University.
BU. I don't have BU. I have BO, which is many people tell me. But
so that's more of a PU.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Shore. So Richard, welcome back to New York, however briefly. Have you been mostly enjoying your time here?
Yeah, for the most part, except for the dead humidity.
Well, we're from Colorado, fella. This is what happens. You come back to the East Coast, and the whole summer feels like soup. And you were staying in
chowder.
Like you're living in Chowder, and you were so. I remember meeting you on your first day in, and you went up to this hotel, perfect location, right in Times Square, 2 blocks from where the reading was, and you're going in the hotel, and it feels like 95 degrees in there.
Tell me about it. And then the air conditioning wasn't working.
Well, it wasn't working properly. They had it set at like 72, and they had to bring it down so you could feel it. But they did fix it, right? It was nice. Did they get it nice and cold?
Yeah, eventually.
All right, good. Is it you're staying? Should we say the name of the hotel to either give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Because you're still staying there. You have another night to go, so you don't want them giving you bed bugs and stuff. Yeah.
And you never know who's listening to this podcast.
Yeah. Well, actually, I do know most of the people who are listening to this podcast because I've threatened them at gunpoint to be watching. So, Richard, let me ask you, what did you think of Thursday?
Thursday? I think it went pretty well.
Yes. Yeah.
I was happy with it. I think the timing went very well. The rabbi was in fine voice. A lot of people were complimenting us.
Oh, what would, see, I got to talk to some people. You were talking to some other people. So what did they say to you?
They told me how marvelous I am, of course.
But enough about you. What did they say about me?
Well, let's say that they thought I was marvelous.
Oh, boy. Oh, Yaval, we need to talk. Oh, yeah. Really, did they complain?
No, they did not. I'm just being facetious.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking.
They loved you.
Yay!
They loved you.
Because I love me. You got to love yourself if you want other people to love you as well. And certainly I love myself in the shower every morning. But, you know...
Well, I was going to say something along the same lines, but you got there first.
I did. I tend to do that. Yes. That's why I'm quick. That's why I'm smart. Can I ask you, what was your favorite moment of the Thursday reading of Shalom Dammit at the Dramatists Guild Foundation?
I really like doing the encore.
Well, you're part of it.
I had a lot of fun doing the encore.
Good. I'm glad. I mean, what happens is when the audience warrants, when they like the show, we end the show and then we do one more song. And Richard actually stands up and does it with me. We sing it together. It becomes a two-person act, even though it's kind of a one-man show. So it is a lot. It's fun. Yeah.
Well, it also means we're almost done, and I can take a breath.
Yeah, I know. It's really hard on you having to play, sit there at the piano. Me, I just got to talk a little bit. Good Lord. But is it really draining for you to be accompanying? I don't know what goes into being a piano accompanist, how much energy that takes.
Well, this show isn't too bad because there are a lot of breaks between the songs.
Right.
But during the songs, I have to concentrate pretty hard because I have to time what I'm doing with the music with how you're speaking and where you are in your speeches. So it does take some concentration to make sure the timing works out pretty well. Other shows, I think, are much more draining because there's much more constant music. And also, usually, I'm working with a larger cast and a band or an orchestra. And there's a lot more forces you're trying to shepherd and keep together and keep the ensemble going and keep the timing going. So relatively speaking, this show is not so draining.
Oh, good. Okay. I mean, after the show, I always have to drain the cyst on my neck. But other than that, I come out pretty energized. Whenever I exhaust myself, but right after the show, I just feel like I could climb to the moon, literally.
Yeah, but then you turn out to be so wired, you're awake until 3 in the morning.
That's theater. That's what happens. I mean, you're just like, you're tired all day. You do the show, and then boom, oh, I need to eat a big steak now. And I'm going to go and walk around, and then I'm going to get on the computer and then get up again and run around the block because something happens to you. I thought I wouldn't have a voice. I thought I would be laryngitic. You weren't worried, though. Or were you?
I wasn't worried.
Why weren't you?
About your voice?
Yeah.
You sounded fine.
No, I'm saying in the in-between. Because once I got up there.
I talked to you before the show, and you sounded like you.
But how come I sound like me, but I know and I feel like I'm sore and hoarse and not going to have a voice? How is it that we sound different from what we hear in our own heads?
Well, have you ever listened to a recording of yourself?
Sure, of course, all the time. That's all I want to listen to is me.
No.
Yeah.
When you listen to yourself, do you hear the same thing that you hear when you're just talking?
Kind of, yes. I mean, if I listen to myself when I have a cold, a real head cold, I can usually tell, right? You can hear it. It's stuffed up. It's nasal. The Robitussin is shoved up his nostril. You can tell.
Well, okay. I'm gonna tell you a secret, Rabbi. Actually, the thing is, before the show, you sounded like horseshit. And I just had to say something to give you some confidence. No, I'm kidding. You sounded fine.
Okay, okay. Well, good, because that's why I was terribly worried, but you were just like, listen, idiot, you're fine. You sound fine. You're going to be fine. Stop climbing into your own head and pulling down brain cells. You're going to be okay.
Yeah, and even if you were having a little trouble, you just gotta get out of your own head, not talk yourself into thinking you're gonna do a terrible job. And if something goes wrong while you're doing the show, you make adjustments. That's what live theater is about.
It's true. It's true, and thank God it worked really well for us on Thursday. I'm glad you had a good time doing it. I want to talk just a little bit about, because Richard, as I said, is here for a few days in New York, visiting from Colorado, and he's turned it into something of a vacation. First of all, you went to a museum yesterday. You went to the I haven't been to the Whitney Museum in 30 years. They moved. They're now on the west side. How's the Whitney?
The Whitney's a very nice place.
Okay.
And it's in a very nice part of town. I could live in that part of town if I had a nice apartment that had 2,000 square feet.
Okay. Maybe. Well, that'd be nice. Could I crash there? I would love that.
I would have an extra bedroom just for you.
Oh, actually, I just meant crash, because I ride a bicycle in the city, and I'm always crashing into things. So I would just crash into it.
I wouldn't be on the ground floor.
Oh, very. But let me ask you then, was there one particular painting or piece of art at the Whitney that filled you with something, that sparked your imagination, that you stood at for longer than the others?
Yeah, there were a couple. One was a painting by Edward Hopper.
Oh yeah.
And it was called Railroad Sunset. And it was it had the silhouette of one of those water towers from the old railroads that they used when the railroad needed a drink of water.
Yeah.
And just this beautiful sunset from yellow to orange to dark, and it was really, really beautiful. And there's a whole Hopper room there.
Wow.
And normally we think of Hopper from the one really famous one, Nighthawks.
At the diner, yeah.
Which really mostly we think of as a very bleak painting. But I was seeing all these other Hopper paintings that are really very warm and charming, and it really changed my view of what Nighthawks is like. Yeah. And that maybe it's less bleak than we really think it is. It's actually looking at the warm side of all these people coming together in that drugstore in the painting. But this one, the Railroad Sunset was really beautiful. There was another one of a main house at 7 o'clock in the morning with the shadows and some light on it, and that was quite beautiful. There was also another painting. I can't remember who the artist was, but it was called Rose, like the flower.
Yeah.
And apparently the point of her painting was she wanted to paint something with a center to it. And she ended up working on this painting for 8 years.
Gewalt.
And it took a long time. And the thing is, it built up on the side with like inches thick paint that's supported by wooden dowels so the paint doesn't fall off.
Yeah.
And it's sculpted. It looks like rock, and it looks like someone sculpted into the rock with these sort of veins, these depressed gullies in the paint toward the middle, and everything just goes toward that middle that is in the clear, that is just pure paint. And that was quite beautiful. And there was one more that struck me. I didn't take a picture of it. That was just a draped, huge piece of draped, gathered canvas.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite lovely. I don't know really how to describe it.
Yeah.
And there was also a Liechtenstein painting, and I don't normally like Liechtenstein. This one was quite striking.
Wow. And I'm so glad you have this memory for all these paintings that you saw. I know it's kind of expected that Edward Hopper, at least, would be up and down. Again, this is a kind of a Hopper joke.
I get
You get it. I mean, I'm just explaining it for the less intelligent members of our viewership, which is.
Well, that would be me. I haven't had any coffee yet today.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God. Well, you were out late last night. So what were you doing?
I woke up for the show.
Yeah. Oh my God. And. I'm not going to explain what just happened here. I'm sorry. That's my wife laughing. Well, my dear wife Miriam Libby, who's giggling in the background there. No, it didn't go on camera. I'm sorry. What were you doing last night in New York, Richard Shore?
Last night I saw Hamilton, and then I picked up pizza and took it back to my room.
Well, first of all, was it Billy Hamilton? Was it Irving Hamilton? What Hamilton are you talking about?
I think it was Alexander.
Oh, that guy, the Treasury guy. So new. How would you spent a whole lot of money to see this very popular show? How was it?
Well, let's see. It was very impressive. The writing is amazing. The lyrics are astounding. The performances are amazing. But I have to say, and I know this is heresy, I have to say, I liked it. I didn't adore it.
What was missing for you? Was it not emotional enough? Was it just? I mean, if you said all these wonderful things. I'm sorry.
The second act was more emotional for me.
Right.
I
Yeah.
got into it much more in the second act.
But that's usual. I mean, that's what's supposed to happen. The first act is exposition, and you start to like the characters, and you get into the music, and then it's the second act that hits you. The second act of Gypsy is more emotional than the first,
Yeah, but I'm not sure I agree that's how it should work. The first act should make you want to see the second act. It should be drawing you in. And in the words of another musical, nothing can kill a musical faster than too much exposition.
Mm. So in other words, you felt like it was almost a dry academic exercise by brilliant people for the first act. And then in the second, yeah.
It's an exaggeration, but the tendency is true.
Okay. All right. So overall, it was certainly worth seeing, and you did certainly like it, but you wouldn't say it's one of the greatest things that you've ever, it's not on your top 5 musicals of all time or anything like that.
No, I have to say, the other night, Wednesday night, I saw Hadestown, and that just blew me away.
What is it about, I mean, Dave, our producer of the show, he saw Hadestown too. He loved the music. He liked a lot about the show. What is it that really, that show you just love? What about it?
Well, the fact that they took this very classical story, fleshed it out, added a lot of character-related things that are not in the story we know about Orpheus and Eurydice, and added just fun music and fun characterizations, and it's always interested me how you can take a fun dramatic situation or a comic one. This wasn't exactly comic.
No, not at all. Yeah.
But how some of the most devastating dramatic moments can come when up moods all of a sudden just turn on a dime and become all of a sudden tragic. And this handled that very well, and the performances were astounding. The music was amazing. The setting, the New Orleans setting, just lends itself very well. The pacing, it's one of these shows where every second is timed out and everything is just perfect. And so technically it's astounding. It's beautiful to watch. The performances are amazing. I thought the narrator, Anthony Shields, was wonderful. I thought Hades was wonderful.
Patrick Page, yeah.
I thought,
Patrick Page, he plays the Hades character.
No, not Patrick Page.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever,
And,
yeah.
And the woman playing Eurydice was also marvelous. But then you have a chorus, an ensemble chorus, and choral writing is amazing. And
were you familiar with Anais Mitchell before this? Had you had her albums? Did you know her music, or did you come cold? Yeah. Well,
I did not know her.
So now you're gonna get all her albums, I guess, or find out a lot more about her.
Yeah, probably.
Well, you certainly get the cast album for Hadestown, that's for sure.
And it takes up your whole attention, which is wonderful. You've got the chorus of the three saints, you've got the Greek chorus, you've got the various gods. I also thought that the love story between Persephone and Hades was just absolutely beautiful.
That was interesting, yeah, because you expect it to be more about Orpheus and Eurydice, but it's as much about this guy and the deal that he makes with his wife as it is with these younger people.
Well, and then they have obviously fallen out of love with each other, and Persephone has turned into a raucous, carousing drunk, and then Orpheus descends into the underworld, and he sings, and the song he sings make Hades and Persephone realize why they fell in love with each other in the first place. And I hope that's not too much of a spoiler, but it's just a really, really beautiful sequence when they fall back in love.
Well, it's hard to spoil a story that's 3,000 years old. You know, if Methuselah's listening, you just ruined it for him. He's going to sell his ticket now on StubHub. But let me ask you. Yeah.
No, but it's part of the story that they fleshed out from what the story is that we're normally told.
Well, let's since we're telling a few more stories about the shows that you, Richard Shore, have seen in New York while you're here for a couple of years. So you also saw Beetlejuice, which sounds like you liked. Yeah.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I won't say it was the most fun musical I've ever seen, but it was enjoyable. It was reasonably well done. It very proudly proclaims that it strays far from its source material, which is fine. There's no problem with that.
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed in general with the shows I've seen is the sound design has been so good on all of the shows I've seen. There's almost no trouble understanding people. And the last few times I was in New York, everything has been over-amplified. And it hurts your ears, and you can't understand what people are saying or singing. And the shows I've seen since I've been here, I've seen 4 musicals already. The sound design has just been so good. Hamilton, I was up in the balcony, and I couldn't quite understand the chorus all the time, but all the leads who were doing all the fast rapping, I could understand everything they said.
Yeah, I gotta say, Dave has gone to see most recently the Moulin Rouge musical, and it was excessively loud at points, but it was clear. Or maybe it's just clear because you know all the lyrics going in, because they're just snatching lyrics from different songs you already know. But at least it has gotten a little clearer, and in some cases more balanced in the sound. Because I agree with you, the sound has been aggravating for years on Broadway. This noise.
When I saw Ghost a while back,
Wow.
It was so over-amplified. It was terrible. But I was in town a few years ago. I saw She Loves Me, and that was really a change in how they approached the sound design. But also, since I've been here, so I saw Beetlejuice. I saw Come From Away, which was beautiful.
Yes. And it was written by friends of the neighborhood, Irene Sankoff and David Hine. So yay. But isn't that a lovely show?
It's quite beautiful. And especially, I had been to Newfoundland many, many years ago. I think it was like 1989, 1990, somewhere in there. And I fell in love with Newfoundland. I haven't been back, though. And the people were just so friendly when I was there. If you could understand what they were saying. But they were such nice people. And one thing that they brought up in the on the island, and they mentioned that a couple of times.
Did you try it? Did the fried, was it cod pieces and tongue? What?
Cod cheeks and tongues.
Cheeks, cod cheeks, and did you try it while you were there?
Yes, I did. It was actually quite tasty.
Ah, well, why wouldn't it be? It's just fish, right? It's you know, it should be.
Yeah.
But who knew fish had cheeks? You know? Wait, which cheeks?
They have an interesting town. There's an interesting town name in Newfoundland. It's called Dildo Run.
Wait a minute. What?
Dildo Run. It's actually a type of fish, the dildo.
Really? Do you think that's how they? What does the fish look like?
I never saw one. I can only assume it looks kind of like a dildo.
Well, wow. So there's actually maybe that. I assume they named the thing after the fish, unless they discovered the fish after the thing. And did you ever taste a dildo, Richard?
No, they weren't on the menu.
I would imagine not.
You know, I don't know which way the nomenclature goes. I haven't made it down to the Museum of Sex yet.
Right. I'm just wondering because no, I've been to restaurants that had dildo on the menu, and I will say those restaurants had a nice vibe. That's comedy right there, ladies and gentlemen. So you're seeing a couple more shows right today. You're seeing To Kill a Mockingbird, and
yeah. Well, hold on. What else did I see? I saw.
Oh, you're showing more than that?
Oh, hey, no. You're right. So I've seen How Far Away, Beetlejuice, Hadestown, Hamilton.
Right.
And today I'm seeing. I can't believe I'm seeing 6 shows while I'm here.
That's the way to do it. Yeah.
So this afternoon, what time is it, by the way?
Oh, it's currently almost 11:30, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the neighborhood with me, Rabbi Sol Solomon, Richard Shore, pianist and musical director of the wonderful show Shalom Dammit, An Evening with Me, that we're trying to lift up and raise money for and move to off-Broadway. So, but we're talking about some other theater at the moment. So, Richard, you got To Kill a Mockingbird later, but is there another one in the afternoon, or are you going to sing Mulan, or what?
Well, To Kill a Mockingbird is today's matinee, and then tonight I'm seeing Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, Dear Evan Hansen, that's right. And there's a Jewish boy in there who's starring. He's like 17 years old or something. So mazel tov on him. Let me ask the last question, Richard, before we move on with the program here. You were there on. I mean, here you come to New York. It's miserable. It's the middle of August. You know, you're in this tiny little hotel room. You're here for work, but you're also trying to have a little bit of a vacation. It's annoying. And what happens to you on your first or second day in town? But you're there at something like 9 o'clock at night in Times Square. And what happens?
There was a stampede. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was walking through Times Square, which is a mistake to begin with because I don't like crowds.
Yeah.
And I was down at the south end, so it was actually in the Times Square part of Times Square, as opposed to north where the TKTS booth is, which I think is Duffy Square.
Yeah.
And there was this swarm of this mass, a tsunami of humanity heading in my direction from the south. And it was terrifying because I hate crowds.
Right.
And I ducked into an Oakley Ray-Ban sunglasses store to try and get out of the way of this chaotic swarm of people. And apparently, some motorcycles had backfired, which is a bit suspicious to me. And people thought it was gunshots, and people started stampeding away. And the stampede went as far north as the TKTS booth, at least, because I saw some video, and there were people running through the streets as far north as the TKTS booth, and I have no idea how far south it went, but it was terrifying.
Were people running really fast, or were they just kind of jogging?
No, they were running fast.
Wow.
And I got into this Oakley store, and they actually closed the door on my back. They were trying to keep me from getting in. And I got in the store, and after a minute or so, the people in the store, the clerks, got all of us to move to the back of the store, and there are 30 of us back in the storeroom practically in the back of the store, and there are people huddling down and scared, and there were some teenage girls who were crying. They were so terrified, and it was terrible. And then a couple of minutes later, we noticed that outside the window, people were just strolling by, and cars were just driving by. They hadn't closed down Times Square. So obviously some people thought there were shooters.
Right.
And there was the panic. And then we saw outside through the windows that nothing was going on. And I think it's just, if I may make a political statement of some sort,
go ahead.
I think it's just absolutely horrible that we live in a time where people are so scared that there are going to be shooters with machine guns in public places, and they're going to go after people, and so that the most innocent of sounds, the motorcycle backfiring, sets off a panic because people are expecting there to be a shooter in Times Square.
I know. All I can say to that, though, is it really isn't that new. I mean, Charles Starkweather climbed up on a clock tower in the 1950s and started wasting people. You know, and maybe the machinery is a little different, but to think that suddenly we have more crazy people taking pot shots and it's somehow a political thing. Crazies will do crazy things, you know?
Yeah, but this is just it. Nobody was doing a crazy thing. It's just the people, the tourists, were so scared that somebody was going to do a crazy thing, and you get the feeling, because the other the other three shootings had been so recent, you get the idea that people are sensitized to this sort of thing, and they're just on a, pardon the expression, they're just on a hair trigger that something's going to happen when they're in some place like Times Square. And so when a motorcycle backfires, it fills their worst fears that they're already having when they're walking around Times Square.
Yeah, I mean, I know that there are times when I eat a bad combination of food and I break wind. It's worse than a motorcycle. And people start running, and I'm thinking, I just assume it's the smell. But it could also sound like shots.
I would run from your farts, too.
Yeah, even fish run from my farts, quite honestly. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking...
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's terrible. It's terrible. When you're up there and you're doing your spiel, and I'm sitting there at the piano, and you let one rip, and I just have to keep sitting there smiling at the piano. I'll say, that's acting.
Well, if I go to a coach for vocal work, do you think they could also train me to break wind that harmonizes with the chords you're playing?
That would take an extraordinary vocal coach.
Well, you know, there's so many in New York, and they work for, maybe there's one or two who could actually do that. You know, they're sphincter experts, really.
I'll send you to somebody. If anyone can do it, he can.
There you go. There you go. Because it's not just about the voice, it's about the whole person and the whole in the person, if you know what I'm saying. I have no idea what the hell I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're talking with Richard Shore, ladies and gentlemen. Richard, so what do you hope will happen with Shalom Dammit, an evening with Rabbi Sol Solomon?
Well, what I hope is that we get someplace where we can do either a limited run or a regular weekend engagement. Obviously, the logistics for me living in Colorado would be difficult. I have family living in Boston, so maybe that would help me work things out with commuting and living away from home for a while. I don't know. You know, we'd have to figure things out. But I was talking to one of the people who was helping you with putting this whole reading together, and he said he thought maybe starting a cabaret, doing one night a week, would be a really good way to get some word of mouth going. And then maybe to build it up into something bigger and maybe eventually getting it into an off-Broadway house. That
would be nice. I mean, like a Don't Tell Mama situation or a Don't Tell Bubba situation.
There you go.
There you go.
Don't tell Boogie situation.
Don't tell Boogie.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking with the marvelous Richard Shore. But now, people, you're also looking for things to do in music. You want to be a musical director. You want to be a conductor. You have been all this time.
And I want to do chamber music.
Oh, So, well, I mean, I use a chamber pot. So if you want to write some chamber pot music, please go ahead and do that. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
Like a jug band?
Yes, I can fill a jug sometimes if I don't if I have extra coffee in the morning. I could have various levels of jugs that would make notes of music. But seriously, how do people find out about you, Richard Shore?
Well, this is one way, certainly. I've never been very good at marketing myself, and I don't know what the New York scene is like. So I'd have to do some real research into how things work here.
Okay, but you have a website, a very nice one.
Yeah, RichardShoreMusic.com. That's Shore, S-H-O-R-E, and it's all one word, RichardShoreMusic.com.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
there are samples on the website of my classical performances and of some musical theater performances.
Oh, yeah, right. It's your music, too. Do you have music I can play on the website? I can play us out by playing something on your own site. This would be wonderful. RichardShoreMusic.com. Let's get there. We're looking.
Play the Prelude to You're in Town.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get there. Come on. Audio, theatrical. Getting there. Prelude to You're in Town. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking with the very fun, very delightful, and very generous with his time, and in a lot of other ways too, Richard Shore.
How much longer are you on the air today?
Just about a half an hour, 45 minutes. Why?
No, I was just saying, maybe when Dave comes back, have him give me a call at the end of the show. If I'm not in the shower, I want to talk to him.
Or even in the shower, because that's always more sexy when you talk with him when you're in the shower together.
Well, that's what I really want to do. Is I want to be sexy for Dave.
Oh, thank you, Richard. Richard Shore, ladies and gentlemen, talented, sexy, circumcised, the whole package. Well, not the whole package. That would be megacally horrible, but ladies and gentlemen, Richard Shore, here he is playing the theme, the prelude to a musical co-written by friend of the neighborhood, Greg Cotis there. You're in Town. Let's all pee. Thank you, Richard.